Hello, YCW students. If you're here, you are probably wanting to start your programming journey with Scratch. So I recommend Scratch for people who are in second to fifth grade, who are not confident with their math abilities or just don't want to do a lot of typing, or if you are above that age limit, if you just want to create animations and designs, which is pretty hard to do with Python. Okay, so we'll be going over all the blocks in later videos, and then we'll be going over projects throughout multiple units. But for now, let's go over how to create and set up Scratch projects. So before, I already assume you have a Scratch account. If you don't, you can ask your parents to create one for you. Or if you have your own email, school email, you can create your Scratch account using the school email. So to create your project, you are going to want to go to your folder, My Stuff, right? Then you're going to want to create a new project right here. It'll take a bit of time to load. And now you should be somewhere here, okay, with the Scratch Cat logo. Now, I'm just going to go over all of these buttons and stuff. These blocks right here, I'm not going to go over, but I'm going to go over all of these buttons like create a sprite, backdrop, costumes, sounds, etc. Okay, so first thing you can do is you can name your sprite, right? So let's name this cat. You can also drag around the sprite in the direction that we want it to go, right? And you can see the X and Y coordinates change. We'll teach you what these are later on. We can change its size right here to make it 50. If you feel like the cat is too big, you can also change its direction. So use this to change it. If you don't know what the numbers mean yet, just use the circle to change it. Okay? Now, how do we create a new sprite? Well, we can just go here, and there's a few options. We can paint our own sprite, which we'll teach you how to do later. Surprise is kind of useless. You can upload your own sprite, so if you don't like the ones that they offer you, you can upload your own, or you can choose a sprite. Now, there are a lot of different sprites that you can use in your games that they offer. I recommend you go and look at that yourself. There are also lots of backdrops you can use. So it's the same thing. You can paint your own backdrop, upload one, or choose. So let's choose a blue sky backdrop. Let's keep the cat down here on the ground. Okay? We're not going to be creating a game or anything. I'm just showing you different parts of Scratch. Now the start button is what happens when you start the game. Okay? So let's go over what these are. Okay? So motion is basically moving. Okay? Looks is basically, what the character says, how the character looks like. Sound is what happens when you do something, like what sounds it makes, how does the pitch change, how does the volume change, etc. Events, right now events and control are very complicated, so right now I'm only going to just show you this when start button is clicked. Basically, you connect the blocks in this way. You have when start is clicked, and then the blocks that look like this, that fit in like puzzle pieces, you can keep here. So for example, when starts click, we can move 10 steps. Okay, we'll go over this in more detail in future videos. We have sensing, and you can look at the blocks there. Then operators is all the math and the logic. Variables in my blocks, don't worry about that, that's also very advanced. Costumes. So different sprites have different animations, as you can see. This sprite only has 2 animations, and you can loop through them in order to create a walking animation, which we'll teach you again in later videos. You can do a lot of things here. You can paint on the cat, you can add text, etc. You also have sounds. This cat has a meow sound effect. You can add your own sounds right here. You can record over it with your own beautiful voice. All in all, there's a lot of things that Scratch has. But the most important thing that you want to do is you want to save your project regularly, because while Scratch does autosave, it doesn't do it instantaneously. So if you somehow like X out of the project by mistake, you'll lose all your progress, or not all of it, but some of it. So make sure when you're done with the project, or when you've reached a critical point or like a very important part of your project, you press save now. And then you can go back to your folder, or let's name this actually test. Okay, and then you can go back to your folder and you can see your project. How do we share it? How do we publish it? You can click on test, and we can share it by pressing the share button and copying the link. That's all there is to Scratch. Learning the blocks will come in a lot of future videos, and then making projects is going to be the most fun part of Scratch. You'll be able to make a lot of cool games like Pong, Alien Invaders, a platformer like Mario, and much more. Thanks for watching this video. I hope to see you guys later.